Welcome, everybody. This is Upstage Rewind. My name is Chrislyn, or Missy Chrissy. It is such a pleasure to be back here with you after a few months of a little break. Let's call it the Christmas break. So much has happened over this time. We made it into a brand new year, 2021. We saw the US elections. We had the Gorilla Glue story. We had, most importantly, what really hurt most of our hearts is the fact that we did not have Carnival in Carriacou. We didn't have Carnival in Trinidad. We didn't have Carnival in Dominica, in Brazil. You get the drift. You get the gist. It's really, heartbreaking, the fact that we didn't have Carnival as a result of this pandemic, but we're still here. We're still enjoying all the amazing releases that our soca artists in Grenada and in the Caribbean region have been putting out. I think that is keeping my sanity in the meantime, and I hope it's doing the same for you. This is Upstage Rewind. We're about to have conversations surrounding entertainment. Today, we're going to be talking about the Coming to America movie. And that's Coming to America, the sequel to Coming to America. Decades between those two movies. It came out last week, and there's so much conversation about whether it was good or not, whether it was funny or not. So the question tonight is really, was this movie a comedy or was it a snooze fest? And I really want to hear your thoughts on it. If you have any questions for our panelists tonight, who are some well-esteemed people, I'm so happy to have them joining me. One of our panelists is a filmmaker as well as the founder of the Grenada Film Festival, Meschida Phillip. She'll be with us shortly. And we also have DJ Ezzy B, who is a Grenadian media personality based in Atlanta. However, he was actually a background actor in the movie Coming to America. So I know you're definitely going to have questions for him. I know I certainly have loads of questions for him as to how all these things happen on a set. All right. So while we get ready for that conversation, I have them both backstage waiting to talk to you right here on Upstage Rewind. I want to dive into some of the things that's been happening recently. Now, there's one song that I simply cannot get out of my mind, to the point where I made it the official Upstage Rewind Song of the Week. This song has been having me dancing in random places in all sorts of positions. This one's from Boise, and it's called Bacchus.
Wetty. Them girl is trouble, Madras, tell me what you like. I know what you like. Baby girl, tell me what you like. Yeah, I know what you like. Oh, I think I know what you like. Yeah, I know what you like. Girl, I think I know what you like. And you like Bacchus, and you like Beno, and you like cock up your food like you want to send up, girl. And you like Bacchus, and you like send up, and you like to cock up your food and speak about the reach up, girl. Bring nothing for me, girl. Hey, for me, girl. You want it like you want give me all. Hey, give me all. Bring nothing for me, girl. Hey, for me, girl. You want it like you want give me all. Girl, I right up in your front door like a Jehovah Witness. I like everything, girl, especially the tightness. Yeah. Just know I don't play when I enter in there. Just know I don't play in, girl. Just come and ride the jockey, girl. Ride it, ride the jockey, girl. Just come and ride the jockey, girl. Ride it, ride the jockey, girl. Just come and ride the jockey, girl. Ride it, ride the jockey, girl. Just come and ride the jockey, girl. Ride it, ride the jockey, girl. And you like Bacchus, and you like Beno, and you like cock up your food like you want to send up, girl. And you like Bacchus, and you like send up, and you like to cock up your food and speak about so they reach up, girl. Bring nothing for me, girl. Hey, for me, girl. You want it like you want give me all. Hey, give me all. Bring nothing for me, girl. Hey, for me, girl. You want it like you want give me all.
Yes, indeed. Bacchus by Boise. A bad tune. Definitely check it out if you have not heard it yet. And the other songs on the rhythm is fire also. You definitely want to check out the Lava Man, and you want to check out the Jab King. He actually collaborates with the producer Wetty Beats on a song on that rhythm. So it's super cool. I love the marketing they did around this rhythm as well. You know, they all were in these cool superhero characters. So it's just super awesome. Check out the Super Saiyan Rhythm by Wetty Beats, and of course featuring the one and only Boise, which is my personal favorite song. And that is our Upstage Rewind song of the week. Also happening this week, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, sat down with Oprah and had a very candid conversation about all the things that's been happening behind the scenes, all the things that we don't get to see, and all the things that they exclude from the Crown series, frankly. I wish we had those things in the series. So if you want to check out some juicy details as to what happens behind the scenes with the royals, definitely check out that interview, all right? And also, the Coming to America movie dropped last week, and that is what we're going to be having a conversation about today. Coming up shortly, we have a Grenadian background actor, DJ Ezzy B. He was in the movie, y'all. Listen, we have Spice in the movie. So he's going to be joining us, as well as filmmaker and founder of the Grenada Film Festival, Meschida Phillip, my good friend. She will be with us as well. So it's going to be some really great conversation. And I have to show you something. One of the coolest things that happened this week is somebody with a very interesting pet in the heart of St. George's.
Only in Greta. Greta nice. Ay, what's that?
Yes, you did see correctly. That was a chicken in the heart of town. That was what looked like a cock in the heart of town. That looked like a rooster in the heart of town. The most hilarious thing I've seen thus far, for sure. So if you have any cool things, I actually stole that from Rooney J's Instagram. So I'm giving credit to him. I don't even know if he was the original person because it didn't sound like his voice in the video, but kudos to whomever took that video. It was hilarious. And on that note, let me welcome our guests for this evening, Meschida Phillip. She is the founder of the Grenada Film Festival, as well as a filmmaker. She is Grenadian. She has spent loads of her time in New York as well, and she's here with us. Hello, Meschida. How are you?
Well, actually, the cock, the rooster, I have to comment on that. He actually polishes the nails of the cock. I actually saw it right up in front of me. We were at a bar and he walked in with his rooster.
I mean, I have questions because DJ Ezzy, we're getting a little bit of feedback on your end with the audio. So listen, what do you mean he paints the nails? And is it okay to bring a cock into a bar? Like, what if they ran out of chicken in the kitchen?
Yo, I was eating my tacos and the dude put the cock on the table and I'm like, what the? I had it because I'm vegetarian, so I had it. I was like, no, I am done. So yeah,
that is crazy.
I
have to shout out some people here. Pinky, big up your whole self. Jambalasi Grenada is also tuned in. Sunil, I see you. And also we have Michelle all the way from Texas. She says it was funny. It's definitely funny. When do you see a chicken in town in that way? You know, you might see a chicken in the market running across the street, but in somebody's vehicle being catered to and petted, that's a whole nother level.
That's a
Jonathan
level.
Francis is in the building. Big up yourself. And of course, Vidal, he's in the building as well. Big up to all of you. Be sure to share that Upstage Rewind is on right now. You can follow us, Upstage TV Show, on Facebook, as well as Instagram and Twitter. And check us out on YouTube for all those juicy videos, all right? We also have in the building DJ Ezzy B. And he is a background actor. He's a Grenadian. He's a media personality. He has so many titles to his name, but I'm sure we all do right here. You know, it's that space where all of us do a million things.
No, can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
we can definitely hear you.
There you go. Technology at its best.
Indeed. What we are hearing is some feedback of us when we speak. So I'm just going to mute you real quick and see if we can probably get that sorted out, okay? Yeah. Okay, so y'all, we're talking about, Alex, good night to you. We're talking about coming to America tonight. I watched the movie. I went up to Mount Gaza and was chilling with Linton and everybody up there, and we watched the movie. Now, I laughed. So I started wondering if something was wrong with me because so many people started talking about they didn't think it was funny. So I have questions, right? And I know Shida, I know DJ Ezzy, I know all of you listening and watching this, you have questions and I'm sure you have answers. Shida, did you think the movie was funny?
Initially, no. I literally had difficulty. There were some funny moments, but I quickly tuned out of it. And I must admit, I had to go back a second time to really look at the movie through a different lens to see what or if ever I missed something the first time around.
Wow. Okay. I got you. Yeah. I mean, I was laughing. I don't know. Y'all need to tell me what I missed because I was literally laughing most of the time. I did notice though that I was laughing more than other people in the room. So I don't know if it was the fact that I rarely watch movies and maybe just being entertained on the screen was like, wow, you know, seeing anything on the screen is amazing at this point. But DJ Ezzy B, watching the movie from a perspective aside from being the background actor, what did you think?
I want to make sure, first of all, shout outs to all the Grenadians, all my fellow Spice Islanders who are looking at us live right now. Yes, I am in my studio or live on my radio show. So to you guys, you've been hearding as far as Belgrade, Serbia right now on the Ezzy B radio show. And of course, my co-host, Miss Chauncey, she's on the background as well, listening to this conversation. I thought it was pretty good. It was a great experience just being on set. And I'm telling you, as much as if you thought you guys really laughed on the screen, behind the scenes there were a lot more laughters. Yeah,
I could imagine. And we're gonna dive into what that was like behind the screen. But of course, big up to everybody on listening to us via the Ezzy Spotlight. Am I saying it right?
You saying it right?
Perfect. Big up to all of you. We are live from Grenada, which is a beautiful country in the Caribbean that all of us here are from. So it's good to have you join us right here on Upstage Rewind. Now, what about the comparison between the first movie, the original, Coming to America, versus Coming to America? Ezzy, what do you think about the comparison between the two, if you even remember the old one?
Well, before I actually got on set, I looked at I went back to the original film, just to make sure that I understand and I remembered everything that happened there, just in case I get called to the forefront. And I actually did get called to the forefront, which did not make it into Coming to America, the second one. But the first one, I think it concentrated primarily on the actual the dynasty of the prince and the palace and what took place at that scene. In the second one, I thought more that they wanted to incorporate more a wider spectrum of celebrities and to show what other things that the prince may have to deal with in real life, outside of just being in the palace and looking for a wife.
Very good. And what about you, Shida? Do you recall the first Coming to America? And what do you think the comparison would be? How would you rate it?
Actually, I went back to look at the first Coming to America after I looked at the second Coming to America, just to kind of get some sense of reference. And it is hard to make comparisons, especially when you're doing sequels. We're talking about a 30-year time lapse, right? 30-year difference from the first to this one. So much things have changed in society, and I think this particular Coming to America touched on certain nuances and certain things that is happening, and that's what they wanted to bring to the forefront. I think the first one was more or less showcasing Africans or Black people in a very different space that people tend not to see at that time. A space of wealth, a space of prominence, a space of, just absolute leadership. And his quest for identity then is something different from now. The tonality in the bottom, the message was still the same. Both of them were searching for identity, right? But they touched on different things.
Definitely. And how relevant do you think that is in today's space? So, for instance, you're in a space where you've lived in Grenada, you've lived in the US.
Mhm.
And how relevant is it seeing that type of representation of Africa as well as life for African Americans in New York? How relevant was that in the movie, you think?
Oh, it is very relevant. It's very relevant. The mere fact that not only were they putting that to the forefront, they were putting the issue of equality and inclusion to the forefront by showcasing his daughter having an opportunity to be the future queen of the dynasty. The mere fact that, a father who is stepping in after 30 years of absentees in showcasing a Black man in a positive way. So there are so many things. Representation is key. And I think that's what the underlining message and intention for this film was. That's just my opinion in going back and looking at it from a different lens.
Right. And what about you, DJ Ezzy B? I mean, you've lived a lot of your time in Atlanta. What do you think that relevance was to the people who are around you, the Black people around you, and maybe also persons who aren't Black as well, seeing that the representation of Black culture from both continents?
Well, I think the timing was impeccable as well because of what we've been experiencing here in the U.S. With the whole Black Lives Matter movement and all of that. I also think that showcasing what the Zumundan culture, the tradition was or is, was very, very significant as part of the film as well. Here in Atlanta, of course, this is a huge Black city, and a lot of different cultures are represented well here in Atlanta as well. But looking at what we experience on a daily basis, and comparing the fact that you were on set and watching all of these Black people, and of course there are a handful of Caucasians as well, you can tell the people, the Caucasians, were trying to understand a lot of the culture of what Black people live with on a daily basis. You can tell they were looking at the way people were walking, talking, the even on set, the things that Black people were asked to do and the white people were asked to do. It was not very much of a difference. The fact that we still embrace a Zumundan culture was very, very significant as part of that film. But it was all fun in the making.
As you just said that, I just realized I don't remember seeing a non-Black person in this film at all.
They were there in the background, but
Okay.
as somewhere you had to look. But the issue here is about representation. And
right, Ezzy B, you were saying something?
Yeah, there were very few of them. There was not many at all on set, so you really couldn't really see them on the set. But there were just a handful of them.
Right. Very interesting. Now, I want to talk about what happened on set because you were clearly there. We need to get all the juice from you. You know what I mean? So tell us, what was that experience like for you?
The experience, first of all, man, being on set on a film like this, it takes a lot of energy and time, a lot of hours. I've been on set for 6 weeks, and my role was primarily to be part of the Zumundan citizens in the palace. And being on there and being in the same room with so many celebrities. I mean, all of the folks that you've seen on the screen, we were all in the same room all at the same time. And the experience is just magnificent. Those guys, you see them, and of course they're rich people, they're millionaires, but they're so down to earth in terms of connecting with them, how they relate to you, and yes, they're very strict with not being able to talk to them because they have to remember or memorize their lines. So they try to avoid as many distractions as possibly can. But what you find on set, with the fun part, with the extensive hours of work, is the fact that those guys will come to you from time to time and just say something funny. They would just say something super crazy. I'm talking about the whole time.
Oh, that's amazing. Listen, y'all, let's take a look and see if you can spot DJ Ezzy B in these videos.
I gotta go back.
Right. So that second clip was better because he obviously zoomed in to make sure. Tell us about that scene, DJ Ezzy B.
So first of all, man, I had when I got called to go on set, I had 3 different outfits. And I wore all of them, of course, for the 6-week period that we were there on the set. I had other scenes that I really were up front, which did not make it to the scene. So I was really happy just the fact that I saw myself on there for 2 seconds, because I know I've been there for a much longer time. But at the end of the day, man, wearing those, just being called to get your measurements, because you don't just go on set and they just give you anything to wear. You have to be fitted. They want your outfits to look spoofed and on tailored, and they want you to look a certain way, and so you get measured, and you go back on set and you have your everything that you need ready waiting for you. So you get changed, you go on set, you wait, and when they call you done, you just go on there and you do your thing. And I'm telling you, man, this experience, this is not the first time I've done any film or TV stuff, but this was the first major film that I've been a part of, and I'm telling you, that experience was a whole lot different. Most of it was filmed here in Atlanta at Rick Ross's house, the former Tyler Perry Studios, which is now called Aru Brothers Studios, and of course the brand new Tyler Perry Studios as well. So I spent most of my time at the brand new Tyler Perry Studios, and I'm telling you, man, just being there, watching the song stages, and how they changed the scene, how they changed the sets. I mean, Chrissy, you could be in there in 30 minutes and you get off set for 20 minutes. When you come back, it's a whole different setting.
Wow.
They changed the entire palace that quick.
Nice. And tell me, do you have any acting experience at all? Like, did you take acting lessons? And how did you even get to this point? Because I remember you were telling me that you had a trip planned as well, while you were getting ready for this, and had to make a decision.
So at the time, I was actually still the owner, CEO of 106 Live Radio, and I had a huge conference and meeting in California around the same time when I first got that call. Of course, when you get a call for a film, you never know what the film is about. You don't know what the original, what the real name is, or what the film is really is. They always give you an alias name, and so by me not knowing what it was, I just felt like, cause I get requests all the time because I'm a DJ here, I'm a media personality. I do a lot of things in the community here, whether it's for the Caribbean or for the non-Caribbean communities, and I get a lot of requests for a lot of things, and I did not take it seriously. And at the very last minute, I decided, I say, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and cancel my trip. So I canceled my reservation to the hotel, and I called the airline and says, I got an emergency. I can't make the trip anymore. And so I decided the very next day to go down to the office and fill out the paperwork to see, what this is all about, if it's real or not. And the very next day after leaving that office, I got a call that said, hey, you are scheduled to go to the Tyler Perry Studios to get fitted. I'm like, okay. I still did not know exactly what it was about and what the film was about, to be exact. When I got there, I realized that a lot of the outfits that I was seeing in the closets were all African style. So that gave me a hunch. It's got to be something African-ish. And I like that. So let me go see what's going on there. And the first day I got on set, I realized that Eddie Murphy was there and all its people were there. I'm like, there goes that Coming to America that I heard about on social media.
So when was this filmed? When was the movie filmed?
Hey, excuse me, ladies. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. We cannot hear Ezzy. Ezzy, you look like you're muted. And I've been trying to figure out why I can't hear you.
Okay, so we are still right here on Upstage Rewind. So Ezzy B is just telling us about his experience on set, working on set on Coming to America movie. Now, Shida, what is your take on trying to get that film industry here in Grenada? Because as he just told us about some grand sets and costuming, and all I'm hearing and all I'm seeing is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm seeing money that we don't even have in our GDP. You know what I mean? How can we slowly elevate the film industry in Grenada and the Caribbean to get on those levels?
Wow, that's a battle that I'm faced with every single day, and it starts with education. It starts with collaboration. It starts with understanding that every single industry intersects within the film industry. How Ezzy is talking about the costuming, that's a huge thing. Costume design, set designs is very critical in the film industry, hence the reason why the money keep adding up. You just don't shoot something randomly with any random clothing. Everything has to be thought out properly, planned out properly to go with the theme, to go with the motive of the film. So it's a lot, Chrislyn. And in order for us to elevate the industry here, we need corporate Grenada as well as the government to buy in and understand what that will take. It costs a lot of money to make even a short film. Hence the reason why when he spoke about he has been on a lot of sets, I'm pretty sure it's independent filmmakers sets he has been on. So we don't have that kind of budget. So we're like, bring your own costume, bring your own wardrobe. We'll make it fit. No, it is completely different from when you're actually going on a film set that has a budget, a working budget. Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, I remember in your film festival, you had not just coming to see the films, but you also had workshops where it was educational. I remember coming to a workshop where it taught us about, the beats and how to script the storyline for a film. You know what I mean? And it blew my mind because I could literally apply what the lady taught us to Game of Thrones, to movies that I've seen. Like, there is a rhythm in the movie, and it was just the fact that you did that. I would have never had an opportunity in Grenada to be exposed to that before. So it's good that your film festival is looking into not just showing us film, exposing us to these films, but educating us as well. Let's check in with DJ Ezzy B and see what's going on here.
Well, I wanna add to that. You'd be surprised to find out that other mainstream platforms as well would allow you to bring your own costume. A lot of times they have you do that quite often here because Atlanta is the new Hollywood, and every day they're shooting films here. A lot of this, there are so many studios here. I mean, if you drive down Atlanta right now, I'm pretty sure if you walk some type of streets, they're blocked off shooting some type of movie right now. I can guarantee that. But yeah, a lot of those companies, they give you an opportunity to just bring your own costume. They'll give you an idea what you should wear. But at the end of the day, you bring your own clothing. Sometimes they allow you to drive your own cars if you're looking for street scenes, and you actually get paid. And you get paid for being in your car just to drive down traffic.
I need to move to Atlanta.
Because Chrislyn,
no wonder the whole of New York going down to Atlanta.
No, what it is, it's an ease on the budget for independent filmmakers. So again, it's just that comparison. If we have someone backing us and we can do it the right way, that's why you will have major box office movies such as Coming to America have everything already carded for them. But if you're an independent filmmaker or a medium-tiered filmmaker who needs, with your funding very limited, you try to cut costs in some ways and you try to see how can you fit in. Because quite often, sometimes the actors and the talent are very comfortable within their own clothes. Their swag is good, so it fits the mold and you give them something for utilizing their own products.
Y'all, I want to hear what is your favorite part of the movie. I'll tell you mine first.
Go ahead.
I absolutely loved the moment when Wesley Snipes walked out with his whole team. Listen, I was here for it.
I second
that. That was my favorite moment of the movie. Is that yours as well? So Ezzy B, what's your favorite part?
And it's funny, that was my favorite part as well. But there were other parts of Wesley that he did some scenes in the palace as well with Kim Akim, and I don't remember if many of those scenes made it on the actual film, but he was just funny the whole time on set. So you don't know what is it he said there or what is it he did there that didn't make it on the film, or you could just remember being there and watching him just act the fool.
And there were loads of celebrity sightings. Like, I think this was a celebrity heavy movie. I was happy when I saw my guy Rotimi walk through, who plays Dre on Power. I was like, give me some, yes. And then, of course, Michael Blackson was on there.
Yes. And Vogue, they brought in Salt and Pepper. I mean, they brought in all of these actors. They did.
So I also did a dance scene where Gladys Knight performed. There was a dance scene where Gladys Knight performed, and Salt and Pepper came on after that. And of course, there were a group of dancers. There was a very short scene with the dancers on scene, but during the production, there was a whole set. And what happened, which I was hoping was going to make the film, is that the dancers actually called me out. They pulled me out first, so I was the first Zamundan dancer on the floor with the dancers, which I was hoping would make the scene, but it didn't. And so
well, DJ Ezzy B, I need details now. I need to know exactly what dance move that was, and if you could even give us a little, I can make you nice and big screen, you could show us some of these moves.
Well, it was just the African dances, man, because the dancers were doing the African things, and so they call you out and they want you to come in as a villager, just doing what villagers do with the with the two-step dances, the fast dances, and your hands and your foot and your whole body is shaking on all that stuff. So it was all of that, man. man. I was in the same yellow suit that you saw me with, the yellow jacket, and it was just funny as hell. People, I mean, everyone was telling me on set, "Yeah, you got it."
Let's go. I need to see this African dance.
Okay, go ahead. Let's do it. That's too funny, man.
It's okay. I'll put away the drum.
I got you. Don't embarrass me like that.
But I must say,
I'll spare you today. Yes, Shida.
I also love the dance scene where what's her name? Taylor. I can't remember her first name.
Tiana.
Tiana. That dance scene when she first came out, I thought that was hot. And I thought it was counterproductive because she was so vicious and she was so like sexy and everything the first time. And then the second time around when she was reintroduced, that whole submissive stuff. And I felt a little bit like, nah, that was not necessary in that sense, because I think it took away from who she was as a person, and because you can't go from so much force and so much like fire, right? To like, okay, whatever you like, sir, whatever you like. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Right. So you thought it was a contradiction in the character there.
Yeah.
Ezzy, what do you think?
Well, I was very surprised of so much of the film got cut because Meschida is correct about that. I mean, Tiana was very sexy on the set. She did a lot of things, filming that portion where she came in and saying all those things. That whole stretch was an experience as well. It was funny, it was sweet, it was infectious. Everyone in there felt that energy, and it was just so short in the actual film. I just wish they had brought more of that light, because it was just crazy.
Movie magic.
It's so crazy to learn the extent of so much that happens, and then it crunches down to a movie. But I guess it makes sense, because I mean, if I'm shooting something, Shida, you've done filming, you would shoot something for hours and hours, you take hours and hours to edit it, and then it's just like a 5-minute video.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. And it's up to the editor, it's up to the director and the producer, and they make the final decision. But while you're on set, you want to make sure that you cover every single thing, because you cannot have pickup days and the whole 9 yards. So it comes down to that. And it comes down to the studio, what the studio decides. You see, there's a hierarchy that a lot of people are not aware of. So when you are just a standby on set or whatever, and you're like, I'm expecting this. Nah, that's not gonna happen. Studio makes a lot of decisions too.
Right. Y'all, it was a pleasure. It was a great conversation. Thank you so much for indulging me right here on the comeback. This is like season 2, episode 1 of Upstage Rewind. And it's so good to have you both with me on this. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned in to listen, to watch. And of course, you can always come back to this on Upstage TV show on YouTube, Facebook. And guess what, y'all? We're also on Twitch as of now. Ezzy, anything you want to say before we turn off?
Well, I want to say shout outs to all my my Grenadians down there. I think the last time I came home was in 2018 for Carnival, and I had the best time. And I keep telling my co-host Ms. Shaughnessy that we have to go to the Spice Isle. So post COVID-19, we're looking forward to coming down and having a great time. Hopefully, I can bring some other media people here, some celebrities from Atlanta as well, to ride with us and to come to the Spice Isle and to showcase the beauty of this country of my birth. You know what I'm saying? And of course, guys, we also stream live on the Ezzy B show, right, which is a nationally and internationally syndicated radio show. So make sure you follow me on all social medias at Ezzy Spotlight. That's EZZY Spotlight. And of course, you can always log on to my website at ezzyspotlight.com.
Yes. You heard it from the actor himself, Meschida Phillip, founder of the Grenada Film Festival. Anything you want to leave us with?
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for taking me out of my comfort zone, because being here in Grenada, I was on a hiatus. And it's really nice to be back and, talking about what we do best, entertainment, creativity, and
Awesome.
just, representing our people in a positive way. If anyone want to follow us, they can do so at the Film Festival at 1261 Film Festival. And basically, we are coming with different workshops, promoting things here in Grenada. And if anyone's interested, they can hit us up that way.
Awesome, indeed. Definitely check out Shida's festival. It was awesome, and she did a nice virtual vibe last year. So I know, it's staying up to the time. You know what I mean? It's the people who adapt. Those are the people who are gonna survive. That's what it is. Big up to Shanice. She is locked in, and also big up to Mummy. I see Mummy's locked in as well.
Hi, Mummy.
It's good to have you. I just realized, as Ezzy was saying, the last time he's been in Grenada was 2018. That's when I met you, which is crazy.
Yes, I remember that, of course. And you know what? And it was really good that we actually exchanged information, because that connection here now was very seamless and easy.
Indeed. Thank you so much. And of course, Shida, I've known Shida since probably 2008.
A long time.
Shida's responsible for a lot. You know what I mean? If you see my hair crazy, blame it on Meschida Phillip right here. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. This was Upstage Rewind. We'll see you again next week. We actually have a Jamaican artist joining us, so stay tuned for that juicy conversation. This is Upstage Rewind. I'm Chrislyn Lashington. You can follow me, Missy Chrissy, but of course, follow Upstage TV show. Peace, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.